Malia. Hail Queen Malia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing 1,000 times better with you here. I have an interesting test to see if we can accomplish. What if you cancel this Uber ride, and then I take you where you need to go, and I give you the experience that I give people when I drive, and then you just simply pay me what you think that ride's worth.
Okay.
That worth a test for you?
Sure.
So you cancel this ride, and we'll go against it because we haven't started anything like that, or I could even cancel it, but if you cancel it and then give me your address.
Do I just press cancel, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me move out of the way for this person. Oh.
Which one should I pick?
Which one what? No. You're just...
It gives me like suggestions. Driver asked me to cancel. Driver on the wrong side of the street. Driver didn't answer phone. Driver not that pickup. Driver arrived early or other?
Just do other.
Okay.
Yeah, just do other. And if they ask you, just say not available or whatever, just or change mind or something.
Okay, and then it says accept $75 cancellation fee.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is more complicated. I don't want to make this complicated. Well, then let me. I'm gonna cancel. I'll cancel. I'll take the hit. I'm not doing that to you. I'm trying to get your business, not lose it. All right, I am canceling. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna say I need to rest. I need a rest. All right, Malia, first of all, thank you for trusting a fellow human being with a crazy idea like this. So what's your address?
It's 136 Van Cherry Court.
And then is it V-A-N or Ban? V-A-N.
V-A-N.
Van Cherry.
Yes.
Yes, and Havre de Grace. Oh, by the way, do you have children?
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Right? All right, let me cancel this. So here you go. Here's your first Mother's Day gift. This ride is free.
Aww.
That's my business model. And I just woke up, so I'm still trying to wake up in my brain, but you just got off your shift, right?
Yeah.
What department are you in?
Emergency.
Oh, how busy was it last night?
It wasn't too bad.
Do you ever pay attention to the moon
No.
to find out when people are going to go crazy?
My coworkers say, like, oh, it's a full moon tonight.
Right. Do you know why they say that?
I don't know the correlation, no.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the term lunatic?
Mm-hmm.
So, lunatic is made up of the Latin word for moon.
Oh, okay.
Luna, right?
Yeah.
So why would you call a person a lunatic? Well, because they recognize that the energy that the moon puts out affects certain people at certain times of the month, and they act differently.
Okay.
So they called them lunatics. But now we don't teach people about our connection to the earth and the world around us.
Yeah, no.
So here's a little bit of a personal question, but you don't have to, feel offended by it. Did you know that the women's monthly cycle, is synced with the moon?
No.
Yup. So your body is chemically connected to the moon, electrically connected to the moon. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is, the next time your monthly issue comes along, see what phase the moon is in and write it down on your calendar.
Okay.
Then the next month, see if you hit the same time. And the next month, see if you hit the same time. So then you'll know when you see the moon in the sky, not like you're looking in the sky to see what the moon is, because nobody does that anymore. You know what I mean? But if you then see this pattern, then you can understand that. And I don't have the answer necessarily. Like, the question then becomes, so what does that mean? Well, that's a good question. But here's my conspiracy theory. I'm more concerned about what our education didn't tell us than what it did. And I think that they left out a whole lot of information to keep us from understanding who we are, why we are, where we are, how we are, when we are, and if I didn't say what we are. So, what do you think? All of those questions, who, what, where, when, why, and how, about you. So, what are you?
I feel like whenever people ask what are you, the first thing you say is like your zodiac sign. Like, oh,
okay.
I'm a Taurus.
Okay. Well, do you know what your zodiac sign is?
Yeah, I'm a Taurus.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, April 28th.
Mine is the 27th.
Happy belated birthday. See
you.
what's going on right here? A little syncopation. Synchronicity. Okay. So do you, I don't pay attention enough to it. I know I'm a Taurus. I don't know what my sun sign is. I don't know what my moon sign is. I don't know what my house is, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? But yeah, do you get into it deeply that way?
No, I just feel like I can relate to what a Taurus is supposed to be. So I feel like that part's right.
Oh yeah, are you stubborn?
Yeah, I was gonna say stubborn.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, why can't I? I would rather be a young Taurus, like a calf, springing around, hopping around, you know, just having a fun time, hauling my head around and just zipping along, looking at butterflies and flowers. I had a spiritual experience on my birthday 2 weeks ago. So it's 2 weeks ago today. I opened my third eye, and I lost my mind for like 8 hours.
Really?
I was in a lucid dream that was in and out. And if you want to hear any parts of the story, I'll tell you some of them. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I've grown up as a Christian all my life, and I'm no longer a Christian for the past 6 years.
Okay.
I have a master's degree in biblical studies. I trained to be a pastor. I was a pastor for a short time. I've taught in Christian schools, but I basically studied myself out of that degree because I no longer, while I have an appreciation for the Bible and I have appreciation for the experience I had as a Christian, I don't believe that the Bible is what I was told. So I've studied it for myself for 40 years, and for the past 20 years, it's been telling me to change my mind from what tradition says to what it says. And to me, that's the authority. I can't say, I think this book is about peanut butter and jelly. And somebody says, why do you think that? I don't need one. It's just peanut butter and jelly. Then it's not going to make any sense. So then when somebody says, I think the Bible is literal, I say, are you sure you want to say that? Because if you say that, you got a lot of problems. And then when I tell them what the problems are, they go, yeah. It's still literal. I'm like, yeah, you don't know what you believe in. You don't know what you believe. You don't know why you believe it, and that's fine. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to take Jesus away from you. So, back to that story. I was going to church with my mom for the first time in 6 years. So I haven't stepped foot inside of a church. Well, I did go to a Catholic church last year. It was very emotional. I cried a couple of times. It was full Latin mass. It was nothing that was in English. It was all Latin, beautiful, big basilica, just gorgeous, just beautiful families. I was behind this family where the little brother was poking his sister. Thought it was so cute. I'm just watching this kid just poke his sister, you know what I mean? And she's like 18, and she's ignoring him because he's like a cat, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm not, it was so cute. And then the dad had to correct the son a couple times, and he's, you know, doing it quietly and doing it. I'm just watching this. I'm like, I love this part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's not all bad about church, right? But there is bad, and I think that I can justify some of my reasons for why I don't go anymore. Anyway, my mom is a Christian today because of me. So when I was a young man studying the Bible, she saw me and she was attracted to my devotion and my love and whatever. So she started going to the church that I was going to, and she gave her life to Christ, and she's been a Christian for the past 30 some years. And she's not any happier. And I think that's a problem because I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. And I'm more like Jesus ever before in my life. And I had to let go of some aspect of that for me to become what I am now. So I don't regret my past because it's who I am today. And now who I am today is now going to move into the future, right? So whenever I'm home, my mom says, hey, you want to come to church with me? You know, because she's my mom, right? She wants to show me off, even though I'm an atheist now and, you know, pagan, worshiping the sun and the moon and the stars and thinking this, that, or the other. So I got there and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I started getting really emotional. And I saw people there that I hadn't seen in 20 years, and they were a part of a negative transition in my life, because that church has members that are a part of a classical Christian school, and I taught there. This is more of a, maybe you'll have to hire me again to hear more of the story. So I'm going to cut to the chase, otherwise it'll take forever. Anyway, I saw people that I would have to forgive, right? And I was ready to. I have nothing. I'd say hi, and in fact, I saw one of them, and I said, "Good morning, Ken," because I know who his name is, and I knew he wouldn't recognize. I haven't seen him in 20 years. He's like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah.
Right. So I was ready to greet Ken. I have nothing against Ken. I have nothing against Laura Tucker, the other person, and but I wonder if I was like worried about what they were going to think of me. Maybe in some way I'm not yet a Jedi. So maybe I was like worried about, I'm not worried about my loving them. I was wondering about their ability to love me back. Because they're going to think in their heads, oh, this is the guy 20 years ago that we let go from the school for no apparent reason, even though he did everything that we asked him to do in order to improve. He did everything we had asked him to do, and we still fired him. So that's kind of weird, right? And I still don't understand what happened. All I know is I did what they said. I got it on paper, check positive, A+, and we're still going to let you go. So whatever, that's what it was. But I loved to be with the kids. I loved the students, all this kind of stuff. So all this emotion going into this church. And I sit down, my mom, my son are there, and my oldest son is 27, and we start going through the order of worship, where we do readings and we say things together as a church, what we believe and things like that, and I was doing it all, and I was like, it's different for me than them. But I got to and in the songs I was singing, and some of the things, like people are just sitting there, all quiet and docile, and nobody's saying amen. So in a couple of parts where I was like really like, oh, I like that part. Instead of saying amen, I went, hear, hear. Instead of saying, I agree, I said, hear, hear. And I didn't do it too loud, but I did it loud enough. And I did it like 5 times. Like I like this, I like what I'm hearing. Hear, 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 hear. And I keep it going like preacher brother, But at some point, and I think it was when we got to the confession of sin, that I realized I have no sin to confess. Because I'm not living in antagonism with anyone. I'm not living in hostility with anyone. First of all, I'm not married anymore, so I'm not fighting with anyone. So I have no sin. Like when I have, like yesterday, I drove down to Baltimore to return a phone that a previous rider's daughter had left in my car. Now, normally, they try to get you right away so that you can do it within a 5-10 minute, but it didn't work out. It was down in Laurel.
Oh, wow.
So I'm up here. Like, that's going to be a painful trip. And so the father called me yesterday, and he's like, hey, I don't know where you live, but if it would be easier to meet in Baltimore, I'm like, yes, it would, right? But it's still a thing that you have to do out of the goodness of your heart. So, I'm doing things like that. And so I felt like, ooh, this is the part where I don't belong. So I don't have sin to confess like these people do. And so I left. And I went outside, there was this little grassy area, and I took my shoes off, and I was walking around barefoot, just enjoying. It was a beautiful sunny day. I hear birds and whatnot, and I felt as if Solaris was saying, look at me. So I'll say it in English. I felt like the sun was saying, look up here. So I raised my eyes and I looked directly into the sun at 11:30 in the morning, which is a high degree in the sky.
Yeah.
Without any protection on my eyes, I looked straight into the sun, and I just went. And so I renamed myself, and I have to get used to saying it over and over again. I renamed myself Trav-EL, or travel, because that's what Travis means. So 52 years ago, my parents, not knowing anything about zodiac or astrology or anything, they named me what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So Travis Matthew Finley, in a rough, Indian tribe way of saying it, me, wind in hair, standing with fist. Like that's how they call people, right? Wind in hair stands with fist, and singing bird, things like that. So my name is God's gift as he travels like a warrior. Like that's my name. So Finley is Scotch-Irish, and it means something like white warrior, something like that. But my first and middle name means a traveler who is God's gift, or God's gift as he travels, something like that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm traveling. Well, actually, I'm driving. That's a whole nother story. But wherever I go, my entire life, my name meant that I should be light, love, hope, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Like I never knew my name my whole life. And so that in that moment of that spiritual rebirth, I kept hearing that I was giving myself my name in my dream that I was lucid in. Trav-EL, travel. And it's a very godlike name because Superman has another name besides Superman and Clark Kent. Do you know what it is? It's Kal-El. And the last part, El, means God. So Superman is a god. And then Superman's dad's name is Jor-El. He's a god too. And then travel, the last two letters is E-L. So that's what I am. I am the god of travel. I think that's beautiful. Anyway, so I just continue to do what I do, and I have conversations like this. At least hopefully it's a conversation, even though I'm telling a story more. But you said, what are you? And so you said your zodiac sign is Taurus. What other things do you look into for your spiritual awareness? Or
I feel like your upbringing plays a part in
what was your, did you go to church? Is that what you
yeah.
do you still go to church?
Forcibly, no.
Yeah. So what about that? Do you mind sharing why is that something that you decided not to include in your adult life?
I think especially working in the medical field, I question a lot nowadays.
What does that mean?
Like when I see certain people sick and stuff like that, or when I work in peds and babies are dying.
So I get it.
Like a why God type of thing. Yeah. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
If he's as great as I've been taught, then why?
You mind if I piggyback up on that?
Yeah.
So then, if you have an empathetic reaction to pain and suffering and death, and you say, if there is a God, the way that I've been told that there is a God, why? I get that question. So let's swipe that off the table, and you just simply have existence. Does pain and suffering and death make sense in this world that doesn't have a God? Or do you still say, why does this exist?
I think it makes a little, if you take God, if it was just this world and no God, it makes sense. A little more.
Okay.
But I just feel like if there's a higher power, why isn't the higher power doing anything?
What if I told you were the higher power? What if I told you that your statement right there, why, if there is a higher power, why doesn't the higher power do anything? My question to you is, why aren't you doing anything about it? No, I'm not getting in your face. It's just the concept, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I do believe. I do believe you are divine. I believe I'm divine.
Yeah.
I know I'm God. Do you?
I mean, I feel like definitely I was put in, because I literally fell into the medical field. I was put in the medical field for a reason, and it takes a special person to deal with that stuff. So I knew.
Yeah, I think what you mean, like, in terms of loving people and being
like
with
compassion
people.
and empathy and just caring and stuff like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely, sure. Right. Well, what if I turned the conversation we have on its head a little bit and say, what if pain and suffering and death are supposed to be an aspect of who we are as human beings?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about these trees that are used to be small little saplings,
mm-hmm.
like what kind of pain and suffering and death did they go through to become stronger trees?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Or you see the lion in the jungle and he's got scars.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he can just look at you and tear your head off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got some pain and suffering, like that's life. Like, what are your scars? What are my scars? Like, I'm a better man for 23 years of a difficult marriage. I'm a better man.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that journey, but it was suffering, it was pain. Like, that's still a question.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about pediatric death and obstetrician death and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But what if the pain and suffering that we do see in hospitals and in emergencies that aren't caused by, car crashes and accidents that, people do need legitimate help for?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it this way. I believe, this is me, I believe that every single disease that we have is caused by the government.
Okay, yeah.
So the pain and the suffering, the leukemia that you see, that's the government.
Yeah.
My oldest child was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 3. It turned out to be ITP.
Oh.
Have you heard of ITP? Look it up.
Okay.
ITP is idiopathic, whatever. It has to do with your platelets.
Okay.
And so his platelet count was really low, so that if he got a cut, serious cut or whatever, he would have bled out.
Yeah.
Nothing would have stopped his blood from coagulating and whatever. So that was traumatic, and he still has trauma from that. My son is mentally, physically, emotionally damaged, and my relationship with him now is completely severed because he's still angry at me for holding him down as a 3-year-old while they poked him with needles. Yeah. Like, you did that to me, Dad. I'm like, I know. That's because you told me that I was supposed to do, like, I was like, whatever. Yeah. However, if my son had never, ever, 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 ever been jabbed with a needle for his MMRs, he never would have had that problem. The vaccines gave him that disease. You want to know how I know? Do you know what we were told? We don't know what causes ITP. We don't know what causes child leukemia. It's just, but once, we have found that once these children have been diagnosed with ITP or leukemia and we treat it and then they fight it and they get better, it never comes back or whatever. So that's like the hopeful story. Like, if we can just pull together and save this boy right now, he'll never have this ITP problem again. Okay, well, whatever. But we don't know what causes it. Okay? I was told this by doctors and nurses. We don't, that is going to kill your child if we don't do something. So when my peers started watching videos where people were talking about health and people were talking about vaccines and viruses and all this kind of stuff, I started to put my pieces together, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look up the MMR and see what the side effects are. Do you know what the side effect of the MMR is? ITP. They know. Yeah. They know that the MMR could possibly cause ITP, but they don't know the cause of ITP. How is that possible? Yeah. Because I just found the cause. Yeah. It's your shit that you put into my kid. Right. So that's my theory for you. You live in an industry of death. Yeah. Because the medical industry does not want people to get better. In fact, the medicine they give them to get better makes them worse. Yeah. Because now they have high blood pressure, or now they have low blood And well, we got a pill for that. We got a pill for that. So, in my opinion, I don't know what you've ever thought of in terms of what I'm saying before, but you are in a very special place if you choose to be the goddess Wonder Woman that you are to do something about the industry that you're in. And that could be whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree, because I watch patients come in that can walk and then 3 days later they can't, and they're like deteriorating. And it's a little, I've had families ask, like, this just doesn't make sense. How is she not getting better? She's getting worse. She went from breathing on her own to needing a ventilator. Like, it just doesn't, the math doesn't math, so to speak. So it definitely makes sense.
Yeah. And it's a hard, I'm not saying it's an easy discussion. It's not easy to tell people in their field you work for a corrupt government system. I mean, that's not easy to hear.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say it to, be a mean person.
Yeah.
I'm just like, have you ever thought about it? But it looks like what you just said, I think, is an interesting way of maybe approaching it for somebody else. Like, have you ever thought that it's strange that you're treating somebody for something and they get worse?
Yeah,
and
or something worse, yeah.
Yeah, and so as long as they can say, yeah, I've noticed that, as long as they can say that, then I think you've got a way in to go, have you ever thought about why that is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most people are just like sheep. They just don't think about why that is. They just go, this doesn't feel right. Meh,
yeah.
Meh, and then they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm here to do. This is what I do. I have conversations like this. And then my question to you at the end of it is, how much was this worth to you? And then that's what you pay.
Okay. I hope cash is okay.
And cash is key.
Okay.
And again, in all honesty, I would ask that before you called Uber or Lyft again, I would be the first person you call.
Oh, sure.
Because, do you know why?
Why?
It's free.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Because I can, as soon as I drop you off, I'm going to turn Uber and Lyft on.
Okay.
So I can make my money doing Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
And then steal people from them.
Yeah.
So hopefully I've stolen you as a customer. If ever I'm available and you need me.
Okay.
Seriously, and if it's just for family issues or going to the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah. Because I'm about to call one of the few, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well then please consider me. Did you get my information here?
Yeah, I'll take a...
with the QR code there?
Picture.
Well, you can just scan it and it'll open up the webpage.
Okay.
It's my Linktree information. There's payment options in there. There's an article I wrote for science research that I do. And oops, which one is it?
It's right there in the corner. 136. Right
136.
There. Yeah.
All right, my queen. I hope you have a blue sky day, and it was a pleasure being your driver.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you have a blue sky day, and I hope I hear from you.
Yes.
How about them apples? You guys still hanging around? I just made $2 more than I would have if I would have not said anything. So the original fare that I got was $18 and she paid me $20. So there you go. I just got a $2 tip. You want to see me do it again? I've never come this way before, so I'm going to check out this. I don't know if this has, it doesn't say it doesn't have an outlet. I could have come down this way, I guess. Oh, no, I can't. I see. All right, so I'm just going to camp out right here while I wait for Uber and Lyft to generate a ride for me. And maybe I'll jump over to the chat, see if you guys are there. Can I do a kick flip? I don't know what that means. Kickflip. You mean on a skateboard? Oh my dear God, I hate this. Alright, I'm gonna go get a coffee. Oh, man, oh man. I gotta learn how to heal my eyesight. I have to wear glasses for everything. Anybody out there? Can I get a large midnight with oat milk, please?
Large midnight with oat milk. Can I pick up?
No, thank you. Just give me a 5 back. Okay, so you're gonna give me a 5 back. You're gonna. So just use that money. Give that money to the next person. You understand? All right, thank you. So I'm going to start trying to do something like that. If I have change left over, if I go get coffee or whatever, I'll just give it to the next person, just whatever amount it was. But I wasn't going to give $6.65, so I'll just give $1.65. So I just had to give you $5 back. So I am driving toward a Lyft pickup right now, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to make the offer for them to cancel with Lyft and then pay me whatever they want, and I bet you I'll make more. So this one is a $7 fare. So we'll see if what happens. But I'm willing to take that chance, unless I get people complaining. You realize that one of your drivers is making offers for people that could happen. So. Good morning. Hey, how are ya? Is anybody out there? Hello. Is there anybody in there? Ooh, that's hot. I need to get myself a billboard. Either way, you're gonna have to spend money. Either you're gonna spend money on getting lawn signs and having to drive around and put them into people's lawns or put them into public places. I mean, I guess there's a place for that. But, you know, I'm driving by billboards, and you guys know billboards work. Collective consciousness is in operation. This man just turned left on a red light left turn. That is against the law. I'm going to do a citizen's arrest and pull him over write him a ticket for any amount that I want, because that's what policemen do. And anything a cop can do, I can do. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. There's a kiss for you. Is there anybody watching? All right, we got 2 people watching, it looks like, but maybe I'm one of them because I have my web page open, or my channel page open. And it looks like there's one Fonzarelli. So if that was you, thanks. Can you say hi in the chat? Oh, it's you, Kathy. Where am I? I am in Harford County, Maryland, and I missed my turn. That's what happens if you try to read the chat when you're driving. That's why my application is. So, yeah, Kathy, where are you from, and how did you find my channel? I shared it with some people, but I just don't know if you're in that circle. But you don't have a blue wrench, so you're not in my Smurf army yet. You haven't made it to the status of Smurfiness yet, Kathy, but if you hang around long enough, I'll make you blue. I'll make you blue. But I live north of Baltimore in Harford County, Maryland. What about you? Oh, California? Woohoo! I'm from California. What part are you in? I grew up in Ventura County in a little tiny town called, for now it's a city probably, little tiny town called Camarillo. Ooh, this name is Jayheim. I don't know how to say it. I've never seen this name before. I usually try to say people's names, but this one is a little bit nerve-wracking for me. Oh, there he is. Hail, my king. And is it, I always like saying people's names, but is it Jaheim?
Jahim.
Jahim.
Yes.
Jahim. King Jahim. All right. And we're off to ShopRite.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you a little something about myself, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
My name is Trav-EL, and I am your driver. And if you are interested in experiencing this experience again once we get to ShopRite, and you're like, oh, that was kind of an interesting experience. He's like a weird kind of a yogi, guru, mystical god driving around giving people advice and listening to their stories. So I'm trying to create an experience that most people... You tell me, like, how often do you do Lyft and Uber?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So are you happy with your experience every day? Either if it's having to pay what you pay, or maybe the driver is this way. Like, how do you describe your experience as someone who uses Lyft and Uber every day?
It's they're different, very different. But when you sit in silence and don't really talk, you know, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. So
I don't really have a bad.
do you want to sit and be quiet, or?
No, go ahead.
No, because some people say, hey man, I don't want to talk right now. I'm like, that's cool. I got music. We can just put on the music
I love to hear what you have to say.
Cool, man. So why do you use Uber and Lyft? Why don't you just choose one or the other?
Because, well, when you look on Lyft, sometimes the price is $50 to go there, and then when you look at Uber, it's $11. So I was like, you just go back and forth. What's
the most that you've ever had to pay to go on this route to work?
Probably like 20
bucks. Okay. So I don't have any business cards right now because I handed them all out on Friday. I ran up, just was passing them out. And basically, this is part of my concept here. So instead of hiring Uber and Lyft, you're hiring driver. That's me. And my rate every single time you call me, like when you call me to get off work and I come pick you up, my rate is free. And when I get you to where you're going and you think, oh, that was a pretty shitty ride, I'm only gonna give him $1. And I go, he only gave me $1. That must mean that I probably dropped the ball somewhere. So how can I improve? How can I win him back as a customer? Because I know that my rides are worth more than $1, right? Because when you go out to, my mother and I went out to eat and the service was horrible. I go there a lot, and I called the manager over, Steve, hey, come here. Like, we're waiting for our food. It's crazy. You're not busy, dude. Like, I can talk to him that way because I go there all the time. I give him business, right?
Yeah.
So I called him over. I'm like, look, nothing against your server, but find out why she's like taking so long. Anyway, we reflected, and it didn't get any better after that. She didn't seem to pick up the pieces after, whatever, the manager spoke to her. So we tipped her shit because, like, your service was horrible. So when somebody so like whenever I was a server and somebody tipped me cheap and I gave them good service, they're cheap. But if I know who I am and I know I don't give a shit about being a server and I get shit tips, they're not cheap. I'm a shit server. But am I going to learn? I had to learn that. How do I get good tips? I get good tips by making people feel as though I appreciate them, which I do. Like when you got in the car, how did I greet you?
Oh, that was different. Hello, Mike.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. And then right when you get in my car, I already hit you with a dopamine hit because everybody to a T pretty much smiles and laughs when I call them king or queen. Because they've never heard anybody. I did it today. I did it last night. A beautiful young mother had a child on her hip and was going out the door, and she held the door for me. And I said, thank you, my queen. And she laughed. Like that, I just created life there. So look, man, that's what I'm about. I'm about using my words as light, life, hope, patience, kindness, goodness. I had a guy the other night hire me. He was drunk, talking to his girlfriend on the phone. I didn't say anything. He gets off the phone. It's quiet. He goes, let me ask you something, man. He's like, what do you do when the person that you love so much is not lovable? You hear that question?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
That's a deep question.
Like that guy's going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I turned my shit off I took him to his house. I got outside. I got out my car. He was smoking a cigarette. I smoked a cigarette, and I gave this guy $300 worth of counseling. I mean, seriously, if I were a counselor and that guy came in and he said, I need to talk to you, I'm like, that's $300, right?
Yeah.
That guy got it for free.
This is good.
Anyway, if you would like this experience again when you get off work, or if you know when you're going to get off work and I'm in the area, I'm just over in Bel Air, you shoot me a text. You say, hey, Trav-EL, I'm getting off at 4 o'clock. I'll be here at 4 o'clock to pick you up.
Did you read my schedule? I get off exactly at 4 o'clock.
Oh, well, there you go, man. That's how much of a god I am. I just know all things.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, my guy.
All right.
Are you still here, Kathy? You live in Los Angeles? So if you're still here, Kathy, how did you find this live stream? Well, thanks for sticking by, Kathy. So if you wouldn't mind answering that question just so I can get an idea about marketing, right? How did you find this live stream? That's my first question. And I'll let you answer that. And then I will follow it up with another question. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, what's going on, Brian? Yeah, man, I'm killing it, man. You are watching earthquake channels? So this was a random algorithm? Hey, Brian, will you please welcome Kathy and make her feel at home? Brian, you are now a managing moderator. Kathy, I'm just going to make you blue. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't subscribed already, Kathy, would you mind subscribing? Because this is what I do. Ooh, gonna go pick up Brenda. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Kathy, thank you so much for clicking that like or that link to see me live. I welcome you, I bless you, and I hope that you become a regular staple whenever I do go live. And if you wouldn't mind maybe finding 1 or 2 platforms to share this link, just let them know that there's something interesting happening in the ride-sharing world, and his name is Trav-EL. Thank you, Kathy. How's the music? I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. I don't want it to overwhelm or be tinny. You know, I suppose that it's a win if I can get these customers to call me first. They call me before they call Uber. They call me before they call Lyft. I consider that a win. So my idea is this, that if Jahim sets up an appointment for me to pick him up at 4 o'clock, then he's got that block spot. And then if someone else calls me up and says, hey, I need to pick up at 4 o'clock on Sunday or whatever, I'll be like, sorry, that spot's taken already. You know, that's the situation I want to find myself in. I want to find myself in having blocks of time already reserved by riders. And so then other riders have to say, oh, well, when will you be available after that? Kind of like your beautician. Hey, can I come in on Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning, Sally? Oh, no, that block, you know, that's out. Well, when can I come in? You know, I want you to be my beautician. I want you to be my ride-sharing driver. I want to be the only thing that you consider when you think of needing a ride somewhere. And then we build a relationship as acquaintances, and perhaps even in the future as, dare we say it, friends. And then I was given this a ride home to these 3 children, really. You know, they were in their early young 20s. And I had been at the bar where Dominic's father works. Shout out to Russ at the Fullerton Tavern. I went down to the Fullerton Tavern. They were having karaoke, and I was there in case anyone needed a ride home. I was going to be the designated driver for someone to get home. Well, thankfully, no one needed a ride home. I did get to interact with a prostitute for the first time. I've never had that experience before, but that's another story. And so we get to the end of the night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't stay out that late, and it killed me yesterday. I was exhausted all day yesterday. But Dominic's ride bailed on him, and so he and his 2 friends needed a ride home. So they said, how much to go here? And I said, $20. So they said, okay. I got there, he paid me $30. So I made more money, right? And they were talking amongst themselves in the back seat, and I could hear everything. And they're talking about the girlfriend who bailed on them as their ride. And they're like, can you believe it? She's so messed up, man. Her life is so broken, man. We got to fix her, man. Fix. La, la, la. She's like this. And then the girl says to me, what do you think, Trav-EL? What do you think about all this? I'm like, I don't think you guys want me to tell you what I think, because you're not going to like it. And they're like, no, tell us. I said, get rid of this person. Like, get this person out of your life. This person is toxic and in quicksand, and they don't want you to save them. And you're trying to save them. And who's the one going crazy? You are. Like, stop. Do you enjoy feeling this way? No. Then let her go. Oh, but. I'm like, shut up then. You don't want to hear what I have to say. Don't ask me what to do. If when I tell you what to do, you fight me. That's not, then you're just like they are. You don't want to change. Do you want to change? Yes. I'm telling you how to change, but I don't want to. Then you don't want to change. It's not very difficult. Welcome to the Gay Podcast. I'm your gay podcast host, Trav-EL Mateus. What makes the Ubercast the Gay Podcast? We are gay here because gaiety is life. Gaiety, frivolity, serenity, tranquility, felicity. Right? How felicitous are you? How happy are you? How serene are you? How peaceful are you? I am so goddamn zen, it makes Buddha jealous. And he don't get jealous because he has no attachments. You understand what I'm saying? That's a pretty good line. I'm so unattached, I make Buddha jealous. I'm so disattached. No, Would it be unattached? I'm so unattached. I have so many no attachments. No, that's not good. That's not the. Brian, I have one question for you, my guy. Have you shared the show? And Brian, did you get here because I posted in our text group? All right, we are picking up Brenda. I absolutely love this job. So people say, oh, I could never drive around all day. I'm like, why not? I'm just driving around looking at the sceneries. I do this all the time. I'm driving around looking at the scenery changing, It's just meditative for me. Looking at different neighborhoods, different trees, birds, people. I just keep thinking. Got this awesome Freightliner tractor back here, just nestled back here. And this is 672. Hey, my king.
How you doing?
It says
man?
Brenda.
It's me.
Your name is Brenda?
No, but it's me. I use the same thing.
Yeah, I get you. What's your name?
Mark.
King Mark.
That's my wife's name.
All right, well, that's Queen Brenda. I'll say Queen Brenda when I see her, and I'll call you King Mark.
Thank you. When you see her, you'll probably see the kids too.
Hey. I have no problem with that, my guy. So listen, just to let you know, this trip is being recorded for safety, security, education, that's information at the same time. So just want to let you know about that. But if you don't mind, I would hope to blow your mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right?
All right.
I am offering my services to you as a driver.
Okay.
If you scan that QR code, okay, you will download a virus that will destroy everything on your phone. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding, man. No, it has my Linktree information on there, and there's my phone number. Okay.
Okay.
So when you know that you're ready to get off work, I live over in Bel Air, so give me 15 minutes or so.
Really?
Give me 20 minutes. I will pick you up and bring you home for free.
What? Really?
Well, that's the reaction I'm hoping to get from you, because I'm being honest. So that's my offer for you, Mark. Mark, listen to me right now. You can basically, well, not really, because if I'm not available, then you're going to have to use Uber or Lyft.
Right.
But if I'm available and you need me, my rides are always going to be free.
Thank you so much. What? Because right now, the only reason I'm not currently with my wife right now is because I'm staying at a friend's house, so I can continue to just make as much money as possible, because like we're kind of struggling on bills. So she doesn't work, she just takes care of the kids. So right now I'm the one that's like covering.
First of all, that's amazing that she is. No, so you guys are only not together because of the finances? Like if everything was good financially, you guys would be together?
I mean, we are together. Like everything's Gucci as far as I still go over the house and everything.
I got you.
It's just like right now, I'd rather be a little bit away so I can just straight up focus on
whatever
what I
need to do, bro.
Yeah, cause
okay, so if I can listen to me. Listen, if your wife needs a ride, if you need a ride, it's free.
Thank you so much.
Okay?
I really appreciate that.
However I can help out. So there you go. Like, you should never, ever think of Uber or Lyft first. You should always think of Driver, which is my company, or me, Trav-EL.
I appreciate that so much because I'm working 2 jobs right now. I got this one at McDonald's I'm about to go to right now, and then as soon as the crazy part is, as soon as I get off work, I got an hour before I had to go into Walmart right down here, and then I work another 8-hour shift.
Oh, you're doing what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What if you could do what I'm doing?
I definitely would.
Okay.
I'm trying to. That's
so here you go. You could be doing what I'm doing right now, and you know, depending on your personality, like this is my business. So ultimately, I want other me's.
Oh, I see what
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want somebody who's going to be smoking a cigarette and just being, you know what I mean? I want somebody like, and it's not that you have to be me, but we have to have the same vibe. We have to have the same energy.
Yeah.
And like you do you, like I like easy listening, yacht rock, 80s pop, whatever. That's my musical flair. You like whatever, hip hop or sorry if I profiled you racially.
No,
there,
you're good.
But
good.
You know, right? So you understand? We both like music,
right?
But it's different expressions of music,
right? That makes sense.
So here's my question to you.
Yes.
Do you love people?
To be honest, do I love people? Yes. Why? Because I've been in struggling for a long time, and when I got out of struggling, before, you know, everything is, because it was worse than here, because when I was with my wife at the beginning, when we got married, we were originally homeless. We were sleeping at parks. Both of our families did not want to have us together. Her mom was an alcoholic, so she would kick her out, and then I had to figure out, because my parents didn't want me to help her. They were like, well, that's not your issue. But me as a person, I can't let somebody else be on the street and be homeless, especially when they're just somebody that just wants attention from their mother. That's it. So her mom was very hard on her, so I took the liberty of myself to throw myself into that bundle, and we've been together for 6 years. So I mean, it was definitely worth it, I would say, and it comes when I see other people struggling, I try and help them as much as possible.
Okay, so with that answer, I would say you're hired.
Oh, I appreciate.
Okay, so because that's all I'm interested in is people who simply have sympathy, empathy for other people.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but I know people who are in the food service business who don't like people.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like,
crazy.
then you shouldn't be in this business.
Right.
Are you stupid? I don't like my job. I can tell you why. You don't like people.
Yeah.
So go find a job where there's no people, and guess what? You'll be happy as a clam.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, no, I like this place, but I just don't. No. That's all. This is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stop. Right. So here you go, my guy. I want to let you know that you can do what I'm doing. Okay?
I appreciate that.
So do you? Okay. First of all, do you have a car?
I don't have a car.
Okay. Well, there's the first hump. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a car for you. It will come. You will be amazed by the provision for it. And what we're going to do then is we're going to put you behind the wheel. You have everything, like you have a driver's license?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you do have to have those T's to cross and I's to dot for working, because Uber won't let you use the app unless you have a car, it's registered, the insurance, and your license and your background check, right? So
yeah, all those are good.
Okay. So that's where you start. You start with that first step. Okay, so I'm creating the business right now. Okay, so we need to add. We are creating another car to add on to the fleet, so that I have another driver available. Okay.
All right.
I'm just making this happen. I'm just speaking it into existence, not as though I wish that it were, but as though we have already received that which we are seeking. Okay. Ask, seek, knock, and the door will be opened unto you. Right?
Right.
Exactly. That's what Jesus said. Is he a liar?
He's not.
Ask, or what is it? Ask, seek, knock. Right?
Yes.
Ask, and then how does it go?
I think you're correct.
I got. But I got to go back. Did you grow up in the church?
No.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Ask and these things shall be given. Something, I got it. It's been so long. But it's ask, seek, knock, and the door will be open, right?
Right.
So I heard this story about this woman who came to the realization that her brother, who was older than she was, hated her since she was a child. They've always she's like, I never knew why we were just like ugly. There was just something wrong, and he hated me. So when he was an adult, he told her, he's like, Mom and Dad gave you everything you asked for. They always gave you. You're so spoiled, and I hate you. You know what she said to him?
What?
She said, did you ever ask them to give you something?
Right.
Because that's all I did. Mom, can I have that? Mom, can I have that? And you know what, Tommy? You unforgiving little prick. Sometimes they told me no. You know what I asked them for one time? I said, I want a pony. They said no. Am I spoiled? You never asked. Whose problem is that? Is that my problem?
True.
That blew my mind. I was like, wow. Like, that's so simple. His anger and wrath of being jealous and envious, and he never, like, why didn't you ask that? Well, I was too afraid of him. That's not my fault. Right?
Right.
And so now you just spent 40 years of your life hating me? Like, think of how deep that root of bitterness is in your life, my guy.
Yeah, it's got to be real deep.
So I create conversations like this, man.
I appreciate it.
And, you know, like I said, if you want a piece of this, then we will make it happen.
I definitely do.
That car is out there waiting for us. It's there. You know, why don't you start building that car in your mind, and then it will be driving down the street and they'll say for sale or something like that. We'll be like, there it is. There's your hoopty, man.
I'm down.
So that's what I want you to do in your little time here. Okay, keep this conversation in your mind.
I definitely.
All right. So then you think to yourself, I want you to write down, close your eyes, and I want you to think, this is the car I'm going to be driving for travel. This is not I want. You don't say I want, because when you say I want, it means you don't have.
Right.
So you say, where did this car come from? Right? Because you're saying I have it now. Where did it come from? Where is this? So then this car that you're going to describe, what is it? Is it a Honda? Is it an Acura? Is it a, Toyota? What is it?
Right.
Is it a Mercedes? Oh, I could never get a Mercedes. Well, you could never, because you just say it. You just said it.
True.
You just cursed yourself. So why don't you make it whatever you want? Write down what color you want it to be. Write down what year you want it to be. It should be at least younger than 10 years, because that gives us less attention from Uber and Lyft, because they like to have your cars newer than 10. But there you go, man. I just set your future on a trajectory where you will be behind the driver's seat. You will be in charge of your own hours. You will be making at least $25 an hour.
That's nice.
And you won't be taxed.
That sounds super good. That sounds really good, because right now I'm getting paid $15 at both jobs.
And you're being taxed.
Yeah.
So in this occupation, you get all of your money. Okay. Now, The other part about being taxed, that's up to you. So what I mean is, when you get paid by Uber and Lyft and they give you them, that's like all the money right there. Now,
Right.
if you want to file for taxes next year in April, then you will have to do that.
Right.
But that's only if you want to, because
Okay.
I don't do that.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't pay taxes. I don't file. I haven't paid taxes in 6 years. I haven't filed for taxes in 6 years, and I've kept all of my money, and I've spent my money on whatever I want, and I need to regulate that. I should start saving up, but I'm having too much fun. So, but anyway, man, listen, you got my information there?
Yeah, I got
Okay. All right, that virus should go into effect in about 2 hours, and your phone's going to completely crash. I appreciate that sense of humor, man. Right? So if I don't hear from you, I don't hear from you, but I hope to. And as I said before, I'll be here, and it'll be free.
Yeah, I'll text you before I get off. I get off at 4.
All right. And just be in mind, I'm going to be going around all day trying to build business. So if I'm booked at 4, then hopefully we can maybe make another arrangement in the morning if you need a ride tomorrow or the next day or the next day.
All right, that sounds perfect.
As a matter of fact, don't hesitate to say, okay, Trav-El, I need to get to work. Like if you do this every day at this time, do you start at the same time every day?
Yeah.
Well, then that's your, like, if you want me to block every day out for that section, that's your block.
Oh my God. Please don't make me cry right now. I'm so appreciative. Seriously, I really appreciate it.
I'm very serious with you.
Because it's like transportation is definitely number one.
Well,
like I usually take the bus, but then when I get scheduled on weekends, I have to dish out money for Ubers.
That's going to end.
Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much.
All right, man.
I really appreciate that.
It's my pleasure.
My name's Mark, by the way.
My name is Trav-El.
I really appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
All right, you have a great day.
I will. I hope you have a blue sky day.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I'm going to think about this whole conversation and everything, man.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you so much. You have a great one.
I will.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, that's, what do you do with that? You know what I mean? I just made that guy's life because now I've committed myself, and I have no regrets. I committed myself to helping this guy out on a daily basis, right? What the fuck? This is a charity. So this isn't a business, so I need to create a 5013C ABD GB Dahoopty, whatever bullshit. And this becomes a charity, and it's non-profit, it's non-taxed. And if anybody gives me a gift of thanks, then that's 100% mine. Legally, right? Legally. Oh, there's a bus. I need to get that information. Man, Brian, if you're still here, I feel like I'm like limitless, you know? I just feel like the ideas and the ingenuity has been off the chart for me. I met a guy at the bar the other night, struck up a conversation with, I'll talk to anybody at the bar. It doesn't have to be female, although I prefer females, if you understand what I'm saying. But I talked to, damn it, his name is like Middle Eastern. It's not Malik, but it's something like Malik. I'll be back. I gotta go take a picture of this van's information. I'll be right back. So if you're out there still listening to the sultry sound of my voice, thanks for listening this far to the Gay Podcast. I'm your Gay Podcast host, Trav-El Mateus. The Ubercast is the gayest podcast in all the land because gaiety is life. Gaiety simply means happy. And so I'm reclaiming the original intent of that term. My podcast should be the happiest podcast out there. La 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 la. Yeah? Why not? How many other happy podcasts are there? Like, where's Joy from Be the Difference Clothing? I wish Joy were here. Joy is full of joy. She is aptly named Joy because that's what she exudes. So what I just exuded upon Mark was being God's gift in travel. You know? I mean, he said, oh my God, I'm going to tear up. Like, this is amazing, okay? That was a divine appointment where a man, I came in as Bruce Wayne, right? Because this is a financial situation, so I can afford it. And so as Bruce Wayne, who has millions and billions and trillions of dollars, can just give someone money to help them, which every billionaire should, right? Every goddamn billionaire should not be a billionaire. Every billionaire should live in whatever, you know, I can't make it extreme, but whatever. The opulence is the part that I'm railing against, okay? I live right now in a house that is like $750,000, right? That's how much this house would cost on the market right now. But I'm just a tenant. I'm a renter of a room. So basically I live in a cell, but it's my cell. And it's like 15 by 15 maybe, something like that, okay? It's a nice sized room. I'm happy, I've been there for over a year. Very happy there. The entire house is mine except for other people's rooms. You know, I have full access to the entire house. And forgot where I was going with that. So right now it's very, very slow. I have both Uber and Lyft. Now, this is like shadow banning in my mind. Sometimes I think, is it really this slow, or are you guys just not feeding the opportunities? I don't know, it's kind of weird. But regardless, the ride sharing volume right now is very low. But I should hear from Miss Penny later on. Miss Penny texted me yesterday and said that she might be going out today and would I be available, and I said yes. When did my billboard go public? That's my billboard. That's my business on that billboard. It says driver. It says your first option before Uber and Lyft. Something like that. What's a good tagline, Brian? Somebody out there listening to the sultry sound of my voice, like what should be the tagline for putting Uber and Lyft on notice? Because that's what I want. I am going to be the primary, there we go. I am going to be the primary driver that you think of before you think of Uber and Lyft. Why? Because you're not going to have to pay for me. You don't have to pay for me. Why would I not be the first guy? Like, who should we use? Hey, man, we're going to go to the game tonight? Yeah, it's all the way down in the city, man. It's like 30 miles, man. Hey, man, how are we going to get there, man? Hey, man, there's a new driver in town, and his name is Trav-EL, and he'll do it for free. What are you talking about, man? There's no way he'll do it for free. I'm telling you, man, he's real. He will pick you up. There's got to be a catch. There's no catch, man. There's no catch. If you don't, if you want to just take advantage of him, then he'll let you. If you want a free ride down to the city right now, 30 miles, he'll give it to you. But I'm going to ask you a question. Are you going to leave it there, or are you going to say thank you in a way that makes him know that, excuse me, are you going to thank him in a way that lets him know that you appreciate his service? Because that's what he just did. He served you, and how are you going to say thanks? One of my riders who hired me this week said thank you in books, and I got $80 worth of books because that's how much my time was that he used me for. He said, how much? And I said $1 a minute. His doctor's appointment took almost 2 hours. So that was 80 minutes. I gotta close down. I picked up another ride from Lyft came up, so we're on our way to do that. Brian, it looks like you're the only one around, man. Let's get some people in here. We need this community to grow. But at least YouTube is putting me out on the live stream right now, so. The reason why the reason why people typically hop in and out of live streams and they don't stick around is because there's nothing going on in the chat. The chat is the life. The chat is the lifeblood of this channel. Everyone listening to the sultry sound of my voice, please, for the love of God, share this content. No one is making content like this. Only I am. I am. That I am. Excuse me, my allergies are a little bit wonky and I don't have a handkerchief, so I'm just sniffling snot. Don't forget, everybody, dream is destiny. Dream is destiny. If you dream the life, you will find yourself living your dream. So what is your dream? What do you think about? How would you like your life to be as opposed to not be? To be or not to be? That is the question. What are you being? What is your being? How is your being? Why is your being? Where is your being? What is your being? You know, you'd think that evolution would have figured it out by now, so that evolution, because, you know, evolution is intelligent, right? There's obviously intelligence in evolution, because we wouldn't have been, you know, able to develop bipedal motion unless, you know, billions and trillions of years ago, all of these molecules got together and made a business plan and sat around the marketing table and drew out like their progress over billions of years. And so you've got this amoeba at the beginning, and then you have a fully upright human at the end. And then what now? You've got to have just this enlightened PC, you know, this enlightened Apple monitor with a sun halo behind it, because that's the next step in evolution. Let me ask you a question. If evolution is so smart, why do we have to keep trimming and maiming Doberman Pinschers or Rottweilers or Pit Bulls? Like, shouldn't their genes figure out, oh, they keep cutting my ears, oh, they keep cutting our tails, why don't we just fucking grow short tails, pointy ears, so they don't have to cut our bodies? Shouldn't evolution be able to figure that out? I think it should. How many billions of years? Like, so in 1,000,000 years, we should have like genetically modified pit bulls that you don't have to surgically assault and destroy. You get it? That's the reductio ad absurdum. Thank you very much. Reducing the argument to its absurdity. Evolution isn't real. We don't develop new, you know, appendages because, like, if we did, and I'm not going to go there, you know, oh, well, there's a difference between macroevolution and microevolution. Travel, don't you know that? Yeah, I get that. That's not what we're talking about. So don't bring that up. Are we talking about species modification? No. Well, then why are you talking about it? We're not talking about just you know, interracial marriages where you get a creamy baby out. You know, like my buddy Aaron and his wife Meow. You know, Chinese and American. They've got a creamy baby, and he's beautiful. His name's Lane. Right? That's evolution. No, it's not. It's not fucking evolution. Evolution would be fucking Doberman Pinscher's collective consciousness saying, you guys need to start putting out baby Dobermans that have trimmed ears and cut tails. The animalistic human beings that rule the world that we're born into think that they can just simply cut our bodies and make our ears pointy because they think it's fucking fashionable or whatever the fuck. Right? Do you know why the animals get trimmed that way? You know? If you have a pit bull and you're gonna make him a fighter, you want as little ear as possible so that it doesn't get ripped to shreds, right? You want as little tail as possible because if you have a long tail, it can be grabbed a hold of or whatever. So then when you put these animals in against each other and you fight, like you're already abusing these animals by making them fight each other. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, how many people do we need to go into these areas of animalistic ritual abuse for, you know, cockfights and dog fights and shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, I think that stuff should stop. I think that there's probably a reasonable way that I would relinquish my anarchistic, you know, viewpoint to make someone stop. Like, say, you're not allowed to do this. Like, this is ugly. This is barbaric. Just the same as porn. You know, porn should not exist. You know what I mean? But people are free. That's the whole story behind Larry Flint and Hustler back in the 80s or the 70s and the 80s. And he was arguing that his printed material, even though it's got gratuitous and very, very explicit sexual acts in full color, he's like, this is my freedom of speech. And someone should have said, no, it's not. Because the freedom of speech that you have is the freedom to speak against your rulers. That's what your freedom is. You don't have freedom of speech to say whatever the fuck's in your head. You can't do that. Do you understand the difference, the distinction I'm making right now? The Constitution is not about your inherent social rights. It's about your inherent independent sovereign rights against the government. You have a right to say what you want against the government. You have a right to have a meeting of other like minds against the government. We're meeting here. We are against the United States of America. We have a right to public assembly. And we're all fucking armed because we have the right to bear arms. That's not the same thing as you having a gun in your safe in your home. That's not what the NRA is about, even though people think it is. This is just my opinion. Having a gun is not about the Fourth Amendment or whatever the fuck the Second Amendment, right? The right to bear arms. That's to defend yourself against the government. Everything that you have a right that's explicitly described in the Constitution is to give you standing against a corrupt government. I hope that that's profound for you if you've never thought about that before. It should be profound. And I hope that you out there listening to this in the chat, Brian and Kathy, I think, or somebody else is, I don't know if I can't read that, if that's Mark, Doxy, Antique Olive, right? Let's get people in this conversation. Share this content. I need someone to be my editor. I need someone to go back to the past live shows that I've done and edit for me. I don't want to do it, but I have to. And then that takes up the rest of my time. Because nobody wants heads are going to roll. everyone out there listening to the sultry sound of my voice, you should be lighting up Mint Mobile with a complaint that your favorite gay podcaster was live streaming and he lost connection because he was using Mint Mobile. If you want everyone in the world to know that Mint Mobile sucks, you see what's happening here? Do you think this would happen if Ryan Reynolds was doing a mobile podcast? Do you think Ryan Reynolds' live stream would ever lose connection? I don't think so. So why is mine? Because I'm not Ryan Reynolds? I'm goddamn Ryan Reynolds. You bet I am. I'm saying more intelligent things than Ryan Reynolds is right now. When has Ryan Reynolds said anything original? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he has. I wasn't at that party. Hashtag heads or roll. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. It is my dream of a life where I go to a restaurant every night and am comped because I'm bringing business in so that people can sit next to me and be on my podcast, the gayest podcast in the entire world. So the comping of the meal for me is a no-brainer because I'm bringing in 10 times the business, and the management is going to say, Trav-EL, as a thank you for bringing all of this business in, your meal is free. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Hail to the Kings.
Hello.
Junior?
Yep.
King Junior, I'm going to need you to hit that gentleman. Listen, man, there, you got young, strong. Slam that door. There you go. All right, and what's your name?
Elijah.
Elijah. King Elijah, King Junior. Welcome to the greatest experience you're ever going to have in a lift. So I just want to let you know right now that we are being recorded for safety and security purposes because I've had riders complain about my experience or their experience with me, and so I'm recording just to make sure that I have evidence that I'm actually a fantastic driver. So where are we going?
To our friend's house.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe had a sporting event. I thought you guys were going to go play hoops or something. Not to racially profile you or not, you know what I'm saying, but do you guys shoot hoops?
Oh, yeah. A
little bit, but nothing crazy?
Yeah.
No? All right. All right, so how often do you use Lyft and Uber?
Not really often.
No? Okay.
I don't use it that.
Yeah.
Not that often? All right. But you used it today?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to just tell you, I would have charged you $20. How much did this ride cost you?
24.
24. So I would have saved you $4.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm suggesting is that you use that code on that yellow card right there, and the next time you need a ride, you send me a text and let me know what time to pick you up, and it's free. I'll do it for free. So is that a family house there, or is that a rent? You guys rent there?
No, that was one of our friends' houses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you just hopping around to friends' houses?
Yeah. It was our prom last night.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, we was
Okay.
over there.
Yeah. How was it?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, oh man, I'd be so curious to see what prom looks like today from when I was in high school 40 years ago. So you guys are what year? Juniors or seniors?
Senior.
Both seniors.
Yeah.
And are you related?
No.
No. Okay. And what are you gonna do when you graduate?
I try to play football.
You want to play football?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go to college then?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go to Salisbury.
Salisbury. What's good about that school?
What's it called? Their sports med program.
Salisbury. Where is that located? I mean, like what part? Is it in Maryland?
Nah,
West Virginia?
I believe so.
Yeah, I was thinking it was in West Virginia, but I wasn't sure. Okay. Salisbury. I think I know what you're talking about. But I'm thinking of Frostburg, but I don't know if Salisbury's over there. So you play football right now?
Yeah, I do.
What position do you play?
I play DB.
Okay. Okay. Nice. And are you a starter?
Yeah.
Okay. So look, man, like I think I should be Brad Pitt, right? But that doesn't mean I'm gonna make it. So like, what do you like? Do you really like? Are you like? Do you really think you're gonna make it?
Oh no, like it's cool. Like, it's cool.
I'm not trying to burst your bubble. I'm just trying to figure out what you think.
No, like it's cool if I don't. Like, I don't really care, but football is just fun. So.
Right. Okay. What about you, Junior? What do you want to do?
I want to pass state for engineering.
Engineering?
Yeah.
Like electrical or structural? What?
Electrical.
Okay. Nice. What makes you interested in that field?
My brother, his friend, like I knew him since like I was little, and he's been an engineer, so he's always like showing me how to do it, so I used to like it.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. I can only put batteries in shit, man. I don't know anything else after that. But let me ask you this question. What if I told you that there were people that think that the Earth is not a globe, the Earth is not spinning in space, and that our entire system is electromagnetic, and so that we should be having free energy all the time?
Never heard of that.
All right, so if you're going to get into electrical engineering, I'm going to put a seed in your brain, my guy, that there is energy all around us in the air, in the ether, and we can pull it out of the air, store it ourselves, and then use it when we want to. We should be able to do that. But you know why we can't? Because the government has created a system where we think that we have to go to them for that free energy and pay them. So there are people out there who are showing other people how to do this. I want to challenge you to think about this outside the box, okay? So you go down to Baltimore, and you go down to some of the sections of the city where there are old, tall buildings that look like churches, and you look up and it looks like there's a fucking antenna up there. Like it looks like the entire roof is made out of copper, which is a conductor. And if you know anything about the air, you know that it increases every meter, I think, or 10 meters, like 100 volts, right? So for the first 10 feet of above the ground, it's 100 volts. The next feet up is like it doubles, it triples it. And so the energy just increases more and more and more and more.
Right.
They know this. That's why they build tall buildings with copper at the top, because the copper conducts and transforms the energy from the air. But we don't do that. We don't know about that. We just think that's weird that they put copper. They're like, yeah, well, you know what they tell us? They tell us that they did that so that if there was a lightning storm, then the lightning would strike that place instead of another place. That's bullshit. Because there are no, like, they would put lightning rods on. Nobody puts lightning rods on their homes anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. But I'm just trying to like encourage you to think that, oh, what if this, man? What if you could be that guy that creates this small little device that I don't have, right? Because I need you because you're an electrical engineer and you like that shit. I just like driving cars and talking to people. Time to do electrical stuff. But if you do it, I'll pay you for the device, right? And that's the way industry used to work 200-300 years ago. And do you know what kind of device you make for me? You'd make the best goddamn device ever. You want to know why? Because if you make the best device that never breaks and never needs a offering right, here's $10,000 for this device. You just made $10,000 for one device. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my neighbor. And pretty soon you're getting millions of dollars, and you never have to fix anything because you make it right. We get phones that break. We have things that don't last because it is replaced. And then say, well, yeah, but how would you make money? Because then you're not fixing things. You make the money in the sale of the item that's 100% goddamn awesome. That's where your money is made. And then your money is made when they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, or whatever. Like, you need to buy from Junior. Why should I buy from Junior? Because it'll never break. Yeah, but what if it does? He'll fix it for free. Yeah, but you can't lose, dude. You can't lose, man. So here's a challenge. Give me an original thought. What do you think?
I like that.
I have original thoughts all the time. I went to the bar the other night. I create conversations. I talked to a man that I never met before. I wasn't sure how. I was trying to read him, like one alpha fucking dog to another, right? I'm like walking in, I see we got eye to eye. Like I nod at him, he nods at me. I'm like, okay, you know, he's pretty cool that way, right? But he's still like, I look at him like he's a handsome looking guy. He's taller than I am. I'm not intimidated. I sit down. I don't sit down right next to him. Original thoughts are, you just have conversations with you. Wait, what did you just say? Wait. That makes me think about this. And then the episode goes, oh, that, and then you guys build this fucking thing. You want to be. In 30 years, wherever you choose what you want right now and then make it happen, so that in 30 years you're like, my God, I'm living my dream. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. 100%, because like nobody just wants to be just that one guy. Like, you obviously want to go to the biggest of your ability. So any chance I could get like that, yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Right. But think about it this way too. It's not just that you're taking an opportunity, like you might miss that opportunity, right? You know what I mean? Like you were talking to the right person and you didn't see it. Like that's a missed opportunity in some sense. But to then the opposite is though, once you realize you've missed that opportunity, you're ready for it the next time, right? So you learn, or you think about, okay, how did I make this opportunity happen, right? How did I make this happen? I did this. Okay, I need to do that again. Maybe I'll find him again, or maybe I'll find somebody else. But that's what I'm saying. Like you have to think about, like, that's the way our world works. Do you know what karma is?
Yes.
Right? Karma isn't just about doing something good and something good will come and be done to you. That's not just what it's about. It is that, but it's not just that. It's also the energy of exchange between people in conversations and opportunities that you hear. Like, again, I say shit all the time that is money-making opportunities for people, and no one's doing it because no one's thinking. No one hears me say, do this idea. I don't want to do it. I just have ideas. But I know those ideas are good. Why? Because if that product was out there, I'd buy that product. Why? Because I thought of it. That means it's a genius product. I just don't want to build it. I'm lazy. But I'm not lazy about this. You know what I mean? I'm not lazy about talking to people. Hopefully I'm not annoying you. Let me just ask you, are you annoyed by my conversation?
No.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, right? That's what I want. Whenever there's silence, I know how to fill it because I have thoughts. Do you want to know how to be the most interesting person? Wherever you go, say what you think in a way that makes people think and say things. Ask questions. And then the other person is the one talking. You're not the, you know what, man, don't go talk to Junior, man. All he does is talk about himself, man. Dude just talks about himself. He's not even that great. Oh, whatever. But what if you were the one that was asking people to tell you about them? People, do you know what I like talking about most? Me. I like talking about myself. That's what people, I like listening to the sultry sound of my own voice. I think my voice sounds sultry. So if you want to be the most interesting person in the room every single time, if you want people to see you and then go stand where you're standing, you need to make sure that you treat everyone else as if they are the most interesting person in the room, which means you shut up and listen. And the only time you talk is if you ask a question about what they're saying, because that shows that you're listening to them, which means you're interested in them. So the only reason why I'm going to interrupt you, I'm sorry, that was really interesting. Can you say that again? Like, I'm listening to you. Or, wait, I'm not sure. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't interrupt, but I'm sorry. I don't understand what you just said. That means I'm listening to you. That means I care about you. That means you're important. That means you're intelligent. That means you know something I don't. So tell me what you know that I don't. And then someone will walk away from you. Hey, have you ever talked to Junior? He's really smart. Like, he asked me questions that I hadn't even thought of. That is how you become God. Is if you love other people more than yourself. I'm only going to tell you about myself if you ask me. I'm not going to tell you about myself because I want you to like me. I don't want you to like me. I just want you to understand me. So, in the next 4 minutes, like let's finish up with where you're at. Like right now, what are you thinking?
Right now I'm just listening to everything you're saying and then finding ways where I could just put that in my own life.
Right.
And like,
but I would do that with you too. You understand that? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you had something to say right now, I'd shut up and listen.
Right.
And guess what, man? You will say something that will make me go, oh my God, that was great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is what I'm trying to create, because now I'm breaking down social barriers. I talk to everybody. Like, I believe that we live in a world where racism is not natural. Like, you and I would never be in conflict with each other. I would never hate you, my guy. No reason to. None. Zero. None. So where does this racism come from? It comes from the government, who puts out all of these different stupid ideas in your head, in my head. Oh, that's what he thinks about me. Well, this is what I think about him. And then the conflict of race. Think about that. Why do they call it the human race? I'm not in a race with any fucking buddy. I'm not in a competition with you, but that's what the word means. Oh, your race, my race. No, dude, you're a human being. I'm a human being. There's no race. Like, you and I would never have called, we might call each other the Iroquois. We might call each other the Cherokee or the Navajo or like, that's our identity.
right.
But we're not in a race. Do you know what those people would do? Like, if you were in the Iroquois tribe and I was in the Navajo tribe, and we came across each other where, like, our caravan was going this way and your caravan was going this way, and we would not draw our bows. We'd be like, oh, hey, because we love everybody. Because we know everyone is me. We are connected. We are God. Everyone here is a little expression of God. But God doesn't know himself. That person probably doesn't know he's God. She doesn't know she's God. Do you know that you're God? I know that I am God. But I know that you're God too. And so then, how come I don't know what you know? I don't know, but I don't know what you know. So there's some way we're not really connected, but we are. And so then if these two tribes would have seen each other, they would not have broken out with the Mohawks and the bows and arrows. They would have broken out with the doobies and the scoobies. Phased the fuck up and just chilled out. You ever want to throw punches when you're high? I don't. I'm chilled the fuck out. That's what life is. So why don't we have that? Why can't we do that? Because the government says we can't. So I say, down with the government. Fuck the government. Whew. Wow. All right. Now, the next time you need a ride, if you have that code, I would appreciate you giving me the first opportunity. And if I do not have any other appointments in that time slot is yours, and the ride is and always will be free. And the next time we meet, I want you to tell me your new thought.
Okay.
And it's Mother's Day, so if you have a mother, make sure you tell her you love her. What about you, Elijah? What you got any last minute thoughts there? Were you listening to what we were talking about?
Yeah, I was listening. I'm just tired.
That's all right, man. Did you find it interesting at all?
Yeah.
All right. That's all I'm looking for. What school are you guys graduating from?
Joppatown High School.
Say it again?
Joppatown High School.
Oh, that's that. 127 just right here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope you have a blue sky day, my kings. All right. Again, I feel like that was good. You guys feel like that was good? Can I get some thumbs up in the chat? Why is this chat not blowing up right now? Like, why are there not like at least 50 people here? I know 50 people on YouTube. Why are you not here right now? Right? Let's share this content. Share this content. What I just did right there was absolute gold. Unless it wasn't. You tell me. Thumbs up or thumbs down, guys. Guys? Guys? Where'd you go, guys? gotta check my messages. Oh. Okay, nothing yet. I just want to say you look so beautiful. I love this family look. It's Mother's Day, you know that, right? Do you guys love your mommy? All right, you better make sure you tell her, okay?
Have a good one.
You too. Hello, is there anybody out there? I see nothing going on in the chat. I don't even know if I'm still live because I lost connection for so long. Goddamn Ryan Reynolds, Mint Mobile bullshit. Honest to God, I'm saying this. Ryan Reynolds, hashtag Ryan goddamn Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, if you were doing a mobile podcast right now, would you have lost your signal? No, you wouldn't. Cause you're goddamn fucking Ryan Reynolds. Well, so am I. So why is my stream losing its signal, Ryan? Hashtag heads are gonna roll. Driving through this neighborhood again makes me want to go for a walk through. I loved walking through this neighborhood until my insane eldest son lost his mind and kicked me out of his apartment, which he eventually also got kicked out of, and now he's homeless. So there you go, Harrison. Think about that, my guy. Your actions of insanity have consequences, dude. Seriously, man. I just drove by our old apartment. Broke into an old apartment. Can't even remember that song. All I can think of, it's been 1 week. Anyway, I love this neighborhood, but I don't have walking shoes on, but I have bare feet. I guess I could go and just get grounded a little bit. I could do that because it is a beautiful day, despite the overcastness. So what I'm going to do right now is end the stream and go for a little bit of a ground walk. Oh yeah, so I don't know if you're still out there listening. It's buffering. Thanks. Yeah, well, it's buffering because I'm not goddamn Ryan Reynolds. I'll tell you that. So if you have made it to this part of the show, thank you so much for listening to the gayest podcast in the world. I'm your gay podcast host, Trav-EL Mateus. Until next time.